Hello, everyone. How are you guys? Welcome to A Seat at the Table for tonight. I know I'm competing with football and Coco golf and who knows whatever else is on, but I wanted to hop in and do a Q&A if there were any questions that were out there that people wanted to have answered. Um, Probably won't be on long because I know you guys are probably watching sports and I'm kind of watching out of the corner of my eye as well. But we'll stay as long as we need if there are questions that we need to answer. I do have an announcement. Our shirts are in for those of you that ordered shirts. Woohoo! Our seat at the table shirts are here. This is the women's fit white version. We also, of course, have the black one, but I can only wear one shirt at a time. So that's what you have is the white one, because that's what I have on. And the order link is still available at easylegaldocuments.com, which I'll put it here. If you would like to order one, I do have some in stock. The people that ordered originally, those are going out tomorrow. So you should be getting them over the weekend or by Monday. And if anyone would like to order one now or, today, I will get those out. I do have some here in stock. And then from there, they'll just be sent directly from the manufacturer. So there'll be a little bit of a delay, but not too much, maybe 7 days at the most. So yeah, so that's exciting to have Arnelia a seat at the table, ta-da, in pink and green, of course. So, this will be pretty short if nobody has any questions. Or I'll start answering the questions that people insist on putting in my inbox instead of coming here to ask questions. Because for some reason people just insist on inboxing me in the middle of the night instead of, coming on once a week and just asking me. I'm gonna look and see if I'm missing some comments here. If you can hear me, press 1. Let me just see if people are here. It looks like it. Looks like we got folks on. Okay, thank you. And I'm just trying to get to this on my phone so I can double check these comments because I'm just seeing Facebook user, which is fine. Okay, I see you guys now. Hello, Brett. Hello, Reggie. How's everyone? Hello, Chuck. All right, so, hey, Sheila. All right, so what are your questions? What are some of the things you guys were wanting to discuss? What are some follow-up questions from our previous classes? Hit me. And for those of you that just joined, I was showing off our fancy shirts. A seat at the table, those are available at easylegaldocuments.com, which is in the comments. If I can remember how to pin it. Oh, I don't. But I have some on hand, small, medium, and large. They do run small. I wear a medium, but this is a large. And as you can see, it's a woman's fit, so it's fitting kind of fitty. Back up a little bit. It's a woman's large, so I would go up a size. And obviously the men's shirt will fit more normally, but I do have some on hand, and I do have the ones for those who ordered originally, and any other orders after I run out of the inventory I have on hand, we'll just get them drop shipped to you. So we'll get them to you at easylegaldocuments.com. The young adult bundle is still there as well. If you guys are interested in that, that's there, and you can still get that. I had to use mine. My daughter injured her foot, and of course called me to make the appointment and do the follow-up. And so because I have my documents from Easy Legal Documents, and the document giving me permission to discuss her medical deal, I was able to take care of that for her because she just actually didn't have time. She was running the class with a hurt foot and trying to figure out how to get a bus and stuff. Everything is reversed, so I'm a little verklempt. Okay, there we go. All right, so I see a question. I've never heard of trust funds. What is it? What is the cost to start? So a trust fund is not really the word, it's a trust. We call them trust funds and we say we have trust fund babies, but it's a legal mechanism by which you can place your assets into a trust, which is a legal organ, and it can hold title to your assets so that when you pass away, you can avoid probate altogether. You don't have to go before a judge. You don't have to have permission from the court for your spouse, executor of your estate that you said in your will that you wanted them to be. You don't have to have oversight. You don't have to have anyone aware of what your estate consists of. It can be held in a private entity known as a trust and distributed according to your wishes in that trust. So it is a great tool to avoid the cost, expense, and heartbreak really that we see a lot with probate when families get into court and they fall out with each other, arguing over who gets what or who you appointed as the executor or any number of things that they argue about. And that's all public. This is a private way to handle your affairs, control your costs because you don't have probate costs. You won't have all these attorney's fees and things after your passing. My cost is on the lower end because I'm trying to make this something that's accessible to our community. It's $3,500. These can go as much as 10 to 15,000 if it's a complex trust. But I charge $3,500 in two installments. One is $1,750 when you book the appointment, and $1,750 is due whenever you're ready for me to complete the documents. So that way, it's become more accessible to people. We've done quite a few. And I'm really excited and proud of folks that are taking advantage of this opportunity to make their children and their legacy trust fund babies and not GoFundMe babies. We usually do about 2 Zooms to get you from the beginning to the end of it. One for me to just understand your goals and what you have, where you have everything, what you're trying to accomplish. And the second one is for us to review it and I teach you how to use the trust so that throughout your life, you can move things in and out of your trust without having to go back through me or the court or anybody, and you can manage your affairs. This is the way the rich people do it, but it doesn't mean you have to have millions and millions of dollars to have a trust. Anybody can have a trust. In my opinion, as long as you have more than the cost of setting up the trust, it's worth it. This is bank accounts, real estate, cars, jewelry, every and anything you own. I'm in a trust. My children won't have to go down to court and fight over who I left in charge in my will. Part of the trust, you also get a will. I create what we call a pour over will, so that you do have a will, and it pretty much can either outline where you want things to go and tell the trustee to follow your will, or the will can say, hey, follow what the trust says. Just depends on how complicated your situation is as to which way I do it. You're welcome for the information. All right, so then I see another question. Can you set this up for me? Okay, yes, I can, Tayyir. I will be happy to. In the group, there is a link to book an appointment for the trust. They are pinned to the top of the group. I can resurface that for you if you would like, or I can just send it to you in your inbox. That might be the easiest way. I'll inbox you a link to make an appointment at your convenience to get started. I'm really passionate about it because it's just, too often we have people in our community dying and just leaving some bills and not proper estate planning. And this is one way to allow for legacy building. You can skip generations. You can say my grandchildren. You can say I want my child to get this when they're 21, this when they're 25, this when they're 30. You can just control what's going to happen, and you can dictate who is going to be in charge. And it's vital. It's vital. Having gone through, my experience, as you all know, with becoming a widow 4 years ago almost, and not having, they say the cobbler's kids have no shoes, not having a will for my husband, and the hoops that I had to jump through even with all my knowledge in this field, it just became something that when the dust cleared and I was able to think clearly, I said, this is what I should have done. And then I decided I should, I should bring this to the table and share this with you guys. Can we refer people to you outside of the group? Absolutely. I have a few family members I've been talking to and mentioned you. Yes, at by all means. You don't have to be in this group to even see these lives. I left the group open because I'm just trying to get information to people. I'm not trying to gatekeep. I'm not trying to charge anybody. I'm not trying to, make this complicated. I'm trying to get this information to our people. So you can refer them to the group to look at the videos without them feeling like they got to join a group. We're a good group. I like us. I think we're not too intrusive. We're not chatting every day. But when we talk about things, it's, a lovely conversation, in my opinion. But anyone, when I send you the link, you can send the link to anyone in your family or anybody and have them book an appointment. Just make sure they understand the way I do things. You pay half up front to book the appointment because I just don't, for all that I'm giving, I don't intend to give my day just answering questions all day. And when people book appointments for nothing or $99 or, whatever, they just ask a bunch of questions and they don't do anything. Here's where you ask me a bunch of questions for no charge and I'll answer them. And then, for my appointment time, I like that to be productive. So I do require a non-refundable half payment on anything I do, and the other half is due at the end of the work or when you're ready for me to do the work. It also just allows people to get a payment plan and break it up into two. So make sure they understand that's applied. They're not, paying $17.50 to talk to me per se, but they are paying $17.50 so they have skin in the game so I can know they're serious about going forward. And then they'll pay the other $17.50 when they're actually ready to fill out all the paperwork and get it over to me. So that's wonderful. Thank you for explaining that to them in advance. Reggie, I have not heard of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. Put the article in the group and let's talk about it so that I can get up to speed on that. What are they doing with Tulsa now? It's no telling. Do I offer services? Okay, I answered that. Please inbox me. Can you also include the group info? I sure will. Okay, oh Lord, Tashia Yvette. I will also send you the link. And again, I'll post the link in the group as well for anybody, because I get really excited when people do these trusts. I really do. It's like, I don't know, it's just my jam just to see people making these plans and getting their ducks in a row for their estate planning. I can answer any other questions about trust. The Tulsa Fund is in Atlanta, I think. Okay, good. So it's not, I thought you meant somebody was doing something else to the people in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So see, I was ready to fight, but there's nothing to fight about. Like I said, there's a link, not a link, but a live that I did on this topic an hour. I've done it 2 or 3 times, and all of them are always in the group. I always leave them all on the page, and you can watch them at any time to refresh your memory on what, or get the details if you missed it on what exactly the trust that I'm describing is all about. There are different types of trust. There's revocable, there's irrevocable, there's 37 different types of trust, real estate, investment trust, so many that I won't name them here. The kind I'm describing and the kind that I typically recommend in this setting that I'm describing is a revocable living trust, so that you can change it as your life goes along. I have done a couple out of this group that were irrevocable because of the age of the person at the time. So, when we do your consultation, I determine what my recommendation is to you, and you can tell me your needs, and then I can recommend what I think is going to be good for you based on your situation. Hey, Dorna. Hey, Timmy, I have a trust, but could you also send me the link? I have a group that I would want to share this topic. Absolutely. And I would be happy to speak to your group as well if that's something that you think will be helpful, because like I said, it's a passion of mine to get the word out about this. And I'm glad to hear that you have one, Timmy. That's very good. Very, very good. And while Timmy's talking, if any of you are cigar smokers or have a loved one who's into cigars, she is one of the owners of a Black-owned cigar brand called Emperor's Cut. Excellent product. Um, just if you see it, get it. If you don't see it, go to their website and get it. It's really a wonderful product. They have a wonderful ownership group. I've met all of them. And I just really want to give a shameless plug for Emperor's Cut Cigars, Black-owned cigar line. Do I speak at events? I do. I do speaking engagements. I do panels. I do keynotes. I do a lot of virtual as well. I do have a one sheet if you'd like that for my speaking engagements and the fees and whatnot associated with that. But I absolutely do. I've in the past month, I think I've spoken at 4 different things, and I really enjoy that as well. Let's see, drama around the TREF sounds like a lot of people invested in land, and the one guy claims he has ownership, but I honestly don't have all the details. I would love to. I'm going to Google it and see what's going on, and post the story in the group because it sounds like our kind of thing. We like, talking about lawsuits and litigation and drama and how things settle out. Oh, thank you, Sheila. She said her one sheet is a very impressive book. Yes, she proofread it for me. Okay, so Tayer, I'll get you the one sheet as well. So Althea, you know about the TREF. Okay, yeah, we'll discuss it in the future. Y'all finally came up with something I don't know a damn thing about, this TREF. I don't know anything about that. So I'll have to get up to speed to be able to cover that. We've been doing this since February, and finally it's September. You guys have stumped me, and I know nothing about whatever it is this Tulsa Real Estate Fund is. I'm sorry. Let's see, I'm seeing if I missed any questions just for people who've joined since I did my modeling job. These are our t-shirts. They are in a seat at the table. They are available on the website, easylegaldocuments.com, along with the young adult bundle. They do run small, so I would order a size up. I do have some inventory on hand. Let's just grab it. Let me show y'all the black one too. I do have some inventory on hand. I will show you guys the black one because I can only wear one shirt at a time. There's another style of black one, but this one has come in already. So it's kind of a black with a kind of grayish background and the same vibes as the one I'm wearing. Depending on your size, these are about $25 to $27. And it's all there on that website, easylegaldocuments.com. My vision is that when we start having our in-person gatherings, we can wear these and be uniform. And again, thanks to our table mate, Angela Brooks, for designing this shirt for us. Appreciate it very, very much. They do run small, order a size up. You also need to add your shipping costs when you order one. And you'll see that on there when you go to order. It's $9.99 or something like that, flat rate. I'm not really in the business of selling t-shirts, but I do think it's a great idea for us to have something. So that is what we have. And when Angela did the design, I just loved it. And I've been wearing mine all day. So it's really great. I don't see any other question. So what I will do is talk about the elder care bundle, which is done. It is finished. And it will be available, easylegaldocuments.com, which Angela has mentioned here. I'm going to try to pin it. No, I'm not trying to ask her to join me on video. I'm trying to pin her comment. I think I can't do that because I'm on StreamYard, sorry. I get tickled when I see that pink and green, but I will let it be known that I have a seat at the table. There's another one that's black and white. It's on the website. It's no pink and green. So, feel free to get that one. I don't want to have you out here in the wrong colors, Nikia, but I appreciate it. And we can do them in other colors. We can do crimson and cream and stuff like that too, if you guys want to. We're an equal opportunity table. And we're all sisters at the end of the day. So um, the elder care bundle is going to be available in the next few days, also on that website. This is going to be great for your family members who are seasoned and who need to handle their Medicaid, Medicare open enrollment period and need your help. I'm going to come back to your question, Sheila. That's a good question. I hadn't thought about that. This bundle is going to have the official forms that you need for your Medicaid enrollment. It's going to have a living will, which is how you tell how a person can let people know their wishes, end of life care, their how they want, what treatments they want to have, what type of treatments they don't want, kind of where they want to be if they're incapacitated. It's going to have your medical power of attorney to allow a family member or someone they trust to receive documents on behalf of them, HIPAA release to allow the doctors to release medical records to your family members, as well as the financial power of attorney to allow people to do banking or help with taxes or any financial matters that you may need or an older family member may need. You're going to get all of those documents, including the living will and the Medicaid document, in a bundle for $119, and that is finished, and the site is being updated for that. So that'll be ready in the next couple of days, just in time for open enrollment for all of our insurance programs. A lot of people, when I did the young adult bundle, were asking for a bundle to help their grandmother or their mothers or fathers and family members work through the Medicaid process and needing, documents for elder care, people that have gotten sick or not, having some sort of medical treatment and needing help, having somebody to go with them and talk through the stuff and then being able to follow up. And that, because of the HIPAA laws, they can't communicate with them. So, yeah, I'm doing it only $119. Look, a living will from a lawyer would cost you $500-600. But again, my point here is to get information to you guys, to help, to make sure this stuff gets to people. I'm not trying to get rich from this. You cannot buy a pre-sale of the Medicare bundle because the link just isn't ready, but it will be very, very shortly. And I'll go in the group and let you guys know first. They won't run out. It's an electronic download, but I'll let you guys have the scoop on that so you can get to it. To that point, I saw a question earlier that says, I mentioned on Derek's Live that I was writing a book. I am. That's another milestone, I guess, that I'll share with the table. I have for many years been urged by people to write kind of a memoir containing all the different stories of my celebrity interactions and hijinks and tales and, just all the things that have happened between the music industry, the sports, and my legal career. And because of the way life has turned out for me, coping with grief and how you bounce back and how I'm still standing and how we work through that process of losing my husband and the kid's father weaves itself into that. I told the story on the stage in Miami at Derek's conference, so I shared it with Derek's group first, but Sheila makes a request that I will honor. I will pre-sell it here to this group first. Yes, I will. I sure will. I will do the pre-sale here to you guys first. And you know what? I will autograph your copies as well. If you're a seat at the table person using the seat at the table pre-sale link that I'll give you. And this book is inspired by my late husband's saying to me when I found myself unemployed because the firm I worked for closed while I was on maternity leave with my daughter. And I didn't really know what I was going to do because, no, you're not supposed to be able to get fired when you're on maternity leave, but when the firm is closed because of taxes, then they're gone and you don't have anybody to argue with there. So I was, lamenting, what am I going to do? I mean, we're a two-income household. He made a good income, but we're a two-income household, and this little baby, nobody's going to hire me with this little baby. And I don't even want to put her in daycare so I can go start a new position. And he looked at me, he said, you know how to do what you do. You don't need a law firm to employ you to do what you do. Just do what you know how to do. And I'll tell the story of how I then built Taylor and Associates, the law firm that I'm still running now, 18 years later, 19 years, 18, almost 19 years later. My daughter will be 19 in a couple of weeks. This law firm will be 19 in December. 19 years, never missed a beat, never missed a paycheck, never missed a meal, never had a light turned off, never lost a case, actually. Um, and it all just kind of stems from me just every time I needed to pivot and every time I, got knocked down, even by him, leaving us and going to heaven, I drew on that, do what you know how to do, and pulled myself back up and kept it moving. And I hope to share this story in a method to inspire others who go through the same stuff. We all have lost someone important who matters, who we love, right? We've all gone through loss of jobs and health challenges and just lifing. And I am one of those people that people always walk up to and go, "You're so strong." And so I'm going to walk you through why it looks that way, and why at this point in my life is that way. I am good. My kids are good. We're thriving. And I want to, it's been put on my heart. I don't want to tell my business, to be really honest with you guys, but it's been put on my heart to share because holding that doesn't help anybody. But if I let that story be heard, then maybe it will inspire somebody. And actually, I know it will because I shared it on a stage in Miami as a speaking engagement. And I know for a fact that it saved at least one life. And that is everything to me. So, and that person is in my life now because of what I shared and how it saved their life. So I don't really get to hold that. I don't really get to hold that. That's not mine to keep. If I can help somebody, my responsibility is to do that. So do what you know how to do. 20 lessons on love, life, and loss. That's the name. 20 lessons on love, life, and loss. It's also going to have a business component to talk to you about how you can do what you know how to do in business, pivot, how to move, how to stay ahead of the game, how I've kept this thing open and running for 19 years with no hiccups, no real substantial hiccups. How me and my clients have generated over, I'm really going to add this up, but I'm sure it's at least 40 to $50 million over the course of the career that my clients have generated, or that, the deals I've been involved with have generated for my clients. If I had gotten that much of it, I would know exactly how much it was, but I got a nice percentage of it, but I'm pretty confident it'll easily be 50 million when I stop and just add it all up over the years. It will be a physical book, yes. It will be an ebook as well, but it's going to be available in paperback and hardcover. Look, I love it. It looks good on the screen. Do what you know how to do. 20 lessons on love, life, and loss. It is going to be released on October 18th, 2023. Yes, next month. And that is because husband and I, if he were living, would have celebrated our 20th anniversary on October 18th, 2023. So this is going to be my tribute and my, just way to remember that day, 20 years to the date that we got married on the beach in St. Lucia. And I'm going to release this book and then I'm going to go to the beach to just remember because, when you go through something traumatic, you do come out. It does get better. I can sit here and smile with fond memories of him and our marriage and our 20 years together. We still had 20 years together because we dated for 4 years and then we were married for 16. And it's been 4 years since he passed on. So our 20th wedding anniversary would have been October 18th, 2023, which is the date that this book will be released. And I look forward to sharing it with you all, and maybe we'll take some lessons from it and go dig into them and make those table conversations. There's going to be 10 lessons that are about love and loss, and there are going to be 10 that are about life and business. So that my hope is that this book can just be a blessing to you guys on many levels, because I had to rebuild my life, my business, my children's lives, their schooling. We had to go through COVID. My house, cars, everything had to be handled. And still working on the love part and get my brain wrapped around that concept. But love is a many splendid thing. There's all kinds of love. There's not just romantic love. So, the book definitely talks about how you weave love into everything you do, how I lead with love in my work, how I lead with my heart in my work. I take my clients very personally and very seriously. And it's a very personal thing for me when I'm working with someone. I'm not, transactional. It's not, all right, your time is up, it's time to go. Everybody that's worked with me, I think, would attest to that, I take you personally and I got your back. So I lead with my heart, which is somewhat dangerous, but I also get to pick who I work with, so I'm safe. I'm going to get out of my head for a minute and read some of your comments. Question: do you do anything around helping with identity protection? Recently, I found out my daughter was part of a business that kept her driver's license, and I did not know that after the Real ID Act of 2005, that businesses could hold onto your federally issued ID with the new scan and code on the back that has all of your information. This is a loaded question, so maybe for another time. Yes, you know how to reach me, Timmy, and let's talk through that, and let me see what I can do to help you. All right, Janae, can't wait to read it. Hey, Keith. Hey, Tisa. Hi, Ricky. Scott, I want to purchase a book and give it to someone free on me. Oh, that's wonderful, Ricky. Thank you much. I will, I'm not ready for pre-sales yet. I'm still writing. I'm almost done. And once I've finished it and I like it and I feel like it's my very best, then it will go into editing. And at that point, I'll make it available for pre-sale for release on October 18th. Wonderful tribute, beautiful tribute. Thank you guys. Hey, Peaches. Hey, Simone, Regina, David, Becky, Octavia, hello. Yeah, we've got someone dealing with ALS. Listen, I'm experiencing that in my life as well with a person I love very, very much. And it's quite a challenge, to help them through. So, my heart is with you. I understand. I totally understand. Hey, Anne. I'm looking forward to owning and reading your book. Thank you. Same here, personal and business challenges, praying for your strength. Thank you. Let's see, idea when you're, maybe we can have a book review together on Zoom and talk about the parts that resonate with us. I love it. Sheila, you're just a mountain of ideas tonight, and I love them all. That is great. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. I would love to, make a book club out of it where we kind of go through, like I said, at least 10 of the chapters will be on the business side, but again, lead with my heart so we can talk through the love and loss side first, because really the healing is where the magic happens for you to be able to get back to work. When you've lost a spouse, when you've lost a parent, when you've lost a child, you aren't thinking about work until you've gotten to some level of healing on the loss side. So, I definitely would like us to take our time and work through it and talk through it, and we can definitely do that on Zoom so that we can see each other, even though you could come on here, but we can see each other and we can share privately and we can be more candid, and we can we can comfort each other and work through some of the lessons that are in the book will bless you and give you some tools that I leaned on. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or psych anything. I'm a Juris Doctorate. That's the doctorate I have. But I know what worked for our family, and I know that we are um, as whole as I would have hoped we would be 4 years, approaching 4 years in. Um, and I just know that a lot of people have just asked me to share this story, and so I just can't hold on to something that, like I said, if it can help somebody, because I needed so much help when I was going through this initially, and I would have loved to read a book like this. So I will. I feel like it's the thing to do. I'm settled with it. And I'm a very private person, so y'all know if I'm sitting here saying I'm going to write a book telling y'all my business, then you know this is a calling that's on my heart, and I'm going to honor it. A seat at the table book club. Why not? Why not? We love it. We love it. Obedience, yes. I'm trying to be obedient um, to my purpose. Um, I'm getting comments everywhere. I'm just trying to find them all. Um, I understand it will most definitely help. I endured this after the loss of my son. And that's as I've been talking about this, which is how I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So many people have shared their stories. I had an opportunity to talk today to a new widow who tragically lost her husband just 2 or 3 days ago. I don't know her, but I was connected to her sister through a group of doctors and lawyers in Atlanta where we just support each other and help each other. And she just reached out to the group to ask if anybody had experienced being a young widow and could help her sister. And I offered myself, and we had a wonderful, well, not really wonderful conversation, but a touching conversation where she was just asking for basic stuff like, how do you sleep? How do you wake up? How do you breathe? How do just she's just raw. And I was going through with her that first week and how you put one foot in front of the other because it's a ordeal. And many of you have been through, like I said, a similar loss, no matter what that loss is. Your mother, your father, your child, your spouse, your best friend, your dog, whoever it is that you've loved and lost, you've been through this. And so because I am now, I feel like on the other side of the mountain per se, it would be robbery to not share the things that we've learned and to be transparent. And I appreciate you guys for your the things you're saying on the comments. I won't read them all, but I see them all. And this is affirmation to me, the reassurance that I need also that this is the right thing to do, because I'm the kind of person that goes, who needs to hear my story? Everybody's got a story. Everybody's been through some stuff. I'm not special. This is unique. I was 47, and it wasn't what we had in mind for our family, but you all are reassuring me that this will be helpful, and that's the reason I'm doing it, because I don't need to tell these stories just to be telling them. But the business side of it is also helpful because I know for sure that I know how to pivot in business, and I know how to make your relationships with your clients special and unique. And I know how to identify with people of all walks of life. I've represented everybody from Dr. J to John Doe, and they're all important to me. Nobody is more important than the other. Um, and it has nothing to do with being famous or infamous or rich or poor. If I take on someone's case, it has my full attention. And so I can share some things, with people, with new business owners and established business owners. I believe that will be helpful in your customer retention and your marketing and your processes, some SOPs, all of that will be included here to help people navigate their business. I've had to pivot in my business more times than I can count them for this book, but the industry will go in a different direction, or the economy will go in a different direction, and I'll pivot my business to stay ahead of that. Before the market crash in 2008, I was doing real estate closings. This is just a small snippet of kind of what the kind of stories I tell. And because I was doing real estate closings in 2006, I noticed a trend in all of the refinances and the purchases. They all had a 2-year ARM rate adjustment. meaning everybody's interest rate was going to jump through the roof in 2008. So I knew something was going to happen. It was not going to be good. So I did two things. I told my husband, we need to buy our big house now because something is going to happen and mortgages may not be what they are now. Rates may not be what they are now. We were in our starter home. Our daughter was 3, our son was 6 months old. We need to get the big house now because the loan we're going to need is a jumbo and it might not be there anymore. And so we got on it and we closed on this home in April of 2008. And bank that we bought, the one that the borrower had, the seller, sorry, her mortgage company was IndyMac. They were the very first bank to crash, and they crashed in July 2008. And I pivoted my business also, and got back into bankruptcy around 2007, again, anticipating something's going to happen. And when I tell you that my bankruptcy business was through the roof in 2008, when all those foreclosures started hitting 2008, 9, and 10, it just took a while for that to settle out. So there's stories in there about identifying trends in your industry and how to pivot and stay ahead and be positioned and be ready so that when the people need you, you're there. And that's kind of where I am now. I'm still doing, obviously, my sports and entertainment business. I have one eyeball on my client Maria's halftime show on NBC tonight and talking to you guys, because with the economy and the things that are getting ready to happen with the economy, and the recession that we're pretty much in because of the prices, the way the prices are going up, even though incomes are stable. There's some changes that we should all be contemplating, and kind of how you identify those trends, or how I identify those trends. And part of that is the things I'm talking to you guys about: preserving your wealth creation modules, right? Your trademarks, your copyrights. These are intellectual property that you own in perpetuity as long as you renew it properly, and that have value that, will always be there to pass on to your families, where your retirement account may take a hit. Your trademark value, if you keep your business as a going concern, those are going to stay valuable as long as you work the business. And obviously your trust, your estate planning, that is, a no-brainer on making sure that you preserve your wealth, whatever wealth you have, before this economy hits. And then people get to scrambling and start losing things. If you've got them in these trusts and you've got them properly secured and you've got a plan, then you're going to be able to weather that storm. And that's those are the types of stories that I'll be telling in the book, and the methods and practices and SOPs that I'll be sharing in the book. What are the advantages of a single mother getting a trust? Everything, because I'm a single mother, right? So if I fall out of this chair right now, there's no other parent to take care of the kid. Now, in my situation, I'm a widow. So in a single mother scenario, there may be another parent, but that may not be what you have in mind. If you don't have a will or a trust, and I think you're in Georgia, Lakita, correct me if you're not, though. If you don't have a will or a trust, it becomes a court thing as to who gets your child, right? So you want to have an ironclad trust that says this is the trustee. Okay, you're in Tennessee. I don't know Tennessee law, but most of the states, if there is a parent, if one parent dies and there's a living parent, the children are going to that living parent. You want to get in front of that with a trust. I'll just put it like that. And you can dictate what you want to have happen. You don't go through probate. You can work some things out. You can, if you are going to let them go to the other parent, if that's, what's best for them and the other parent, then you can design what their life will look like and manage the proceeds of any life insurance that your children may be coming into upon your passing. If there's a concern there, there's just ways to maneuver it inside of a trust. What if you have full custody? Would the other parent get the kids, even if they don't see them? I don't want to start getting down into state laws, which is what the custody laws would be. If the other parent has relinquished their parental rights, and that's why you have full custody, then the other parent would not get the kid automatically. No. Reggie says, don't you fall out that chair. We need our trust. I'm not falling out the chair, Reggie. I'm good. I'm a little warm, but I'm not getting ready to pass on. So you guys are good. And I commend you for taking action on that. I really do. Um, I don't do divorce and custody. I've done one and it almost killed me because, like, remember I said I lead with my heart. So I was just so emotionally invested. I was literally going over to the McDonald's on Sunday at 6 to make sure little Jimmy got transferred. And I was like, okay, this I can't do because I care too much and this is driving me crazy. So I realized quickly that was not a thing I needed to do because I just was too into the weeds on it. But um, if someone needs a referral for that type of thing, or if we need to consult with your divorce attorney, if there was a divorce or whatever the custody documents are, we'll incorporate that into your trust so that we're setting you up in a way that you're not in contempt of court, obviously on that order, but that you can control what's going to happen to the children after your passing. Um, and that is very important when there's not a family unit and we don't know for sure that mom or dad is going to press on and take care of things. That's a great question, Lakita. I'm going to see if there are any more. You sharing and opening up has blessed me today to be more transparent to the people that reach out to me. God has been asking me to speak. I appreciate you for being obedient today. I have always loved your spirit. Timmy, you trying to make me cry at the table. Listen, God has been asking me to tell this story. And no, he just told me, actually. He didn't ask me anything. He told me. And so I said, okay. And I haven't looked back and I haven't questioned it. So things like what you just typed, it validates that. Not that I need to validate the word God, but I definitely don't want to tell all this. But I have to for reasons like what you just typed. I have no choice because I know I needed it, and I know, um, somebody made a comment. Grief is killing people, and it is. It's really heavy, and you can take it off. You can carry it, but so long, and then you got to put it down, right, and focus on the positive and the memories, and the thing that has me where I can say our 20th anniversary would have been October 18th, but I'm going to release this book, and I'm going to go to the ocean. And I'm not sad about that. I'm excited because 4 years in, I'm okay. I've been okay for for a while now. Um, and that's what gives me the freedom to be comfortable doing this. So, um, yeah, that's you really hearing it here first. You guys will get it here first since I promised already. We'll release the pre-sale here first, and we'll do autographs for people who buy it with the pre-sale code from the table. And I only tell the code here. Um, and whatever else Sheila was saying, we'll do the book um, Zoom where we read together and we talk about our shared grief stories and work through. Grief is a journey, and it's the going through that's hard. Yes, Angela. But you know what? The only way out is through. You can't go through if you stay still. You just get stuck. And my goal with this is to push, help you push through, help all of us push through. So many people help me push through. Um, Janae is on here. She was certainly one of them. Janae and I were married to brothers. She's married to my husband's brother, so we're sisters. And she certainly pushed me through. It was one of the people behind me pushing. Um, and yeah, we're here. We're here. My kids, Ashley's doing really well in college, having a really good introduction to architecture, and it's so beautiful because um, her father was he was an engineer, a design engineer by trade, and he became a builder towards the end of his life. And there were always blueprints around, and there were always schematics and CAD drawings of houses. And she sent me a picture of her homework yesterday, and it was a CAD drawing of a house, and I was like, look at this. I'm not gonna cry on here, I swear. So, but she's following his footsteps, and I don't even think she knows it because she doesn't remember. She doesn't remember those plans being all over the house like that at that age. Um, uh, yeah. I always got your back. Thank you, Janae. Um, yes, Dorna, I can bear witness with you on that. I'm a widow and been married for 36 years. I keep going because that's what we both agreed on. Absolutely. Yep. And I share all of that. Um, you'll understand how I'm okay and why I'm okay, and that William is okay with me being okay. You'll understand how doing what I know how to do is working for me and for my children, which was most important, that they be whole, right? I'm grown, but these are kids that have suffered a lot grown people struggle through, which is the loss of a parent. And they're doing amazing. I was trying to see if Coco was gonna get that point, but she didn't. Coco's up 6-5, but she got to win by 2. And it's that point. Yeah, so maybe this is, I don't know if it's public. It's on my page as well. So I don't know if it's public. You have Good Grief. Good Grief is a really good book to read. I tried to read it at the time. I got through some of it. I didn't finish it, to be honest with you, because I started trying to read it a little bit too early. Have I trademarked? Do what you know how to do? I have not. I don't even know if I've looked. Call me out. What are you, my manager? You're on me. You're bringing out some great ideas. I love it. Um, keep me on my toes. It's already public. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I see a lot of my Facebook friends on here, so I'm thinking that they're seeing that I'm on here because it's on my page and it's public. Um, yeah, you should be able to share it. But I'm just gonna recap and then I'm gonna let you guys go. The first breaking news is we have our seat at the table shirts. I've been sweating, so this might be a little wrinkled now, but this is our seat at the table shirt, white version. We also have a black one. These are the pink and green ones. There is also a black and white one that doesn't have the pink and green for my deltas and my zetas and sigma gamma rhos and qs, alphas and kappas and sigmas who don't want to wear pink and green. I don't have those in just yet, but they'll be in. These are going out. I know you see Lakita, you would feel me on the pink and green. These are the ones that were pre-ordered when I originally announced the young adult bundle. Those will be going out tomorrow. I have them here. I also have some inventory. So if others would like to place their order, you can do that on easylegaldocuments.com. Somebody comments for me, easylegaldocuments.com. You can purchase what I have available in this inventory, and they'll get right out to you. Everything else will be drop shipped, and it'll be about a 7-day process to get. They do run small. I wear a medium now since I've lost 42 pounds, but this is a large, and it's fit me like a little glove. So um, I would size up just to make sure that you have because I did want the one that's kind of fitted and girly, not the boxy shape one, but those run small. So that's the first breaking news. The second thing is that the elder care package is done. It's ready. We're in some IT website development phase right now, and that'll be wrapping up, and then that will be available no later than next week in time for you to help your senior citizen, seasoned citizen family members, seasoned seniors with Medicaid enrollment, open enrollment for insurance, whatever it is they may need you to. Banking is going to give you a living will. It's going to give you a HIPAA release. It's going to give you a financial power, healthcare power of attorney, and the official form for the Medicaid program so that you can call for them or without them having to be on the phone and say, yes, you give permission. You can send that in and you'll have permission to be able to discuss their account and get their enrollment right if they need your help. And you're going to get all of those documents for $119. Um, and you'll be able to get it on that website. And I'll pop on when it's ready and live, and you guys can hop on and get it because people have been asking me about it, and I do need to get that to you so we can be ready for open enrollment. The next announcement was, so that's two. The elder care bundle is ready and will be available in the next few days. The young adult bundle is still there. If you have these college students and you don't have them in these documents, I had to use mine to make an appointment for Ashley. She injured her foot. And she didn't even know where the clinic was, much less how to make the appointment. So I had to, mine, came in handy already, and she's only been in school 3 weeks. The next announcement is that I have been moved to start writing my memoir. Do what you know how to do. 20 lessons on. I'm going to say this different every time. 20 lessons on love, life, and loss. Love, loss, and life. Do what you know how to do. 20 lessons on love, loss, and life. And it's going to tell the story of how we have worked through our process of grieving the loss of my husband, the kid's daddy, and how we have pulled through that. Still, obviously, it's a lifelong journey, and how the business aspect of leading with your heart, leading with love, how all of that ties together when you're coping with loss, grief, having your whole world turned upside down, and then having to go through a pandemic and raise teenagers who are suffering with a big loss, and coming out on the other side of that. And that will be released on October 18th, 2023, which would have been William and I's 20th wedding anniversary. We were married October 18th, 2003 on the beach in St. Lucia. So I'm going to release this memoir on that date as a tribute to this man, which was the election and also certain other things. But that's the one that PG, whenever I needed to keep in the back, he was there to give it to me. And most of the time on the beach. So stop second guessing yourself. Do what you know how to do. You know how to do anything. He really believed in me, sometimes more than I did myself. And whenever I was tripping or bugging or trying to, whine, he would always whip me into gear. And so I've had to keep this in my head these past 4 years, to keep myself going and to pivot through grieving children, a widow, COVID, shutdowns, high school graduation, prom, college, 10th grade. Like, oh, come on. It's just been a lot, enough that could have broken somebody. And I'm standing strong, and I know it. And so God moved me to share that, and not to hold that in, because it's the grace of God that's got us standing here strong. Are thriving, and I'm thriving, and it's not my story to keep. And it's not a unique experience. All of us have experienced so much loss at the age that we are. You know, so if I can help somebody with this story, that's what I hope to do. And like I said, and to honor and to commemorate what would have been our 20th wedding anniversary. So those are the breaking news stories for the night. Coco just won her match. Watching that out of the corner of my eye. I appreciate you guys. Like, this is so wonderful, the way that you guys have been so supportive as I've been talking through this tonight. I appreciate you giving me the reassurance that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because I do not tell my business. I am a very, very private person. But I am at peace with this because God told me this was the thing to do. And Monica's on here. And Monica, if I start talking about the role you played in this process, I will cry, so I won't. But we made, we're here and we're good, and we're it's up from here, So, and I'm grateful because it didn't have to go that way. My kids don't have to be in their right mind and thriving and off at college doing well and happy and adjusted. It doesn't have to be that way. It didn't have to. It wasn't a given, and I know that. So I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. But you know what? There's a lesson in everything, for somebody who's got a newer loss that they're still struggling with. And the lady I spoke with today who lost her husband 3 days ago, and she said, "How are you now?" And I said, "Now I have joy. When I think of our memories, they're joyful. I remember the good things, and like I don't even remember any of the bad stuff. And there was some bad stuff. I may or may not tell y'all that in the book. I don't know. Let's see what God wants me to do there. But all I have now is like the good memories and the joy. And when I cry, it's not like a wail. It's more like I'm full. I'm grateful. The things that are making me cry is when I'm acknowledging that my kids are doing great, and when I remember how Monica slept on this couch in this house to make sure I was okay that first week. And I remember, that Janae said, "I'll type the obituary so you don't have to." That is like, that makes me full. It's not sadness. And if I can demonstrate through these tears that I didn't plan on crying, that you come out okay if you just keep going. The only way out is through. So, um, next week, yeah, let's check this out. Next week, we'll be talking about of this. You can take advantage of it and get your Medicaid, Medicare, all that stuff set up. Then we'll have that for you. Althea, I'm a very private person also, so whenever I get the nerve to share my story, I'm telling it all, good, bad, and ugly. Yeah, Althea, I'm still working through that because I also have such respect for my husband's memory. And I want to make sure everybody else does too. So the ugly I might not share all the ugly. We'll see. We'll see. But you're gonna get the good and the bad, that's for sure. So next week, that's what we'll talk about. I will not cry through that. And also we'll have, like I said, if you guys want the t-shirts, go ahead and grab them. The ones I have on hand, I'll personally get them out. And the ones that are ordered, once we run out of the inventory, they'll be drop shipped and sent to you directly. I appreciate you guys. This is like a family for real. We grew this week. Derek mentioned the group on a 6-hour marathon live that he did that I joined him on, and we got like 50 or 60 new people. So I don't know if any of you guys are here tonight, but I appreciate you joining us. This is not our typical night. We go where the spirit. Somebody asked me about this book, and now I'm crying. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You are an exceptional person, Dorna, and those at the table are such a supportive blessing. Thank you. And yes, you guys are. This is the family I didn't know I needed. I didn't know I needed to be on Facebook talking about giving out free legal advice. But I love it because it's invaluable. You guys are like engaged, and the dialogues that we have are amazing when we start talking about these things. My mother-in-law is asking if Coco won. She can't stand to watch it when it gets close, so I'm her commentator. I'm her Maria Taylor when the matches get close. And that's William's mother, which is, she will always be my mother-in-law. So yeah, the shirts are available at easylegaldocuments.com. EASY. Somebody type it again for me because I can't pin it because I'm on StreamYard. This is the one version, the white with the pink and green. Grab a seat at the table. We also have the black version. I feel like Vanna White or something. We also have the black version. And then we have a black and white version that doesn't have the pink and green. And you'll see that on the website. So you guys can order those. Make sure when you order a shirt, you add your shipping. It's separate on there. So, because if you're buying a bundle on that website, you don't need shipping. So we made the shipping separate. Add your shipping. We'll get those out to you. And we'll probably have some more designs coming. We will definitely have Do What You Know How to Do designs coming with the book. I've just been having a good time with this, with releasing the story. So, all right, y'all, I'm sweating, I'm crying. I don't know what else y'all want from me tonight. I'm done. I love you guys. I really do. And I appreciate it. Tonight was special. we didn't do what we normally do, and that's cool because tonight was special. And I know you all have a lot of stories that you want to share, and you're holding in, and you need to get out. And so we'll get that. We'll get through that process with this book. This will be um, a release for all of us. All right. Good night. See you guys next week. Bye.